Motivated to learn a new language? Struggling with how to get started? You, my friends, have come to the right place. Let's learn, grow, and achieve our goals together.
Всем привет! Добро пожаловать на мой канал. Меня зовут Jordan, и сегодня я делаю мое первое видео. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan, and today is a very special day because today is the day that I create the very first video for my new YouTube channel. Basically, the whole purpose of me creating this new channel and this video is to vlog my journey in discovering, learning, and understanding the Russian language and culture. Now, in the process of that, I thought it would be very beneficial to anyone out there who is currently learning or anyone who is starting from scratch, like myself, and is looking for a good source to tune into. On top of that, I thought it would be an awesome idea to try to find people out there who just share the same passion and motivation for learning this language, and we can share ideas and experiences and all kind of learn together. In the month that I've been learning, I have found a ton of great sources that have been very helpful to me. But I found that finding quality content on the subject can be pretty limited and somewhat tedious and exhausting. Don't get me wrong, I love watching cartoons and YouTube videos and reading, but when I'm watching the same videos on repeat all day and reading the same short stories over and over and over again, it just becomes repetitive and boring, and I'm someone who needs an eclectic range of sources to derive from to keep me inspired and motivated to want to keep pushing forward in this. So I decided to learn Russian after watching a few polyglots on YouTube, and I just became fascinated with their ability to connect with others in a different tongue. Now, going into this stage of intentional learning, I did know a few words and phrases because my wife is Ukrainian, and her and her family being from Kiev, they speak Russian, and I've just always had the desire to learn this language. However, in the beginning, I just found it was so difficult to keep up with the grammar and the tenses that I just easily gave up and thought I would never be able to accomplish that. Recently, though, I've actually discovered how fun, easy, and exciting learning a new language can be. I am confident that I will be able to hold conversation and understand most of what is being said at the dinner table within the next year. With all that being said, I do have a couple of tips and sources that I want to share with you guys in this video, so let's get into that. Okay, tip number 1. Before you do anything, make sure you understand that this is going to take a lot of hard work and commitment, and you have to realize why you're even doing this in the first place. And then you have to keep that why in front of you because it's going to keep you motivated and give you the desire when you feel like giving up. As I mentioned, for my why, the family that I married into is Ukrainian, and I just so badly want to be able to communicate with everybody on a different level. Also, my wife and I have a beautiful daughter, and I figured the best chances of her learning her mother's native language is if we're both able to speak and practice at home. So that's my tip number 1. Tip number 2, pretty straightforward, but do not give up. Success in anything that you want in life comes with consistency, a work habit, and practice, practice, practice. This past month, I've had a bunch of ups and downs, questioning, will I be able to do this? Can I accomplish my goals? And of course, you're gonna have backlash because you're learning and doing something new. But I understand that nothing great in life comes easy, and I just continue pushing forward past the next obstacle. If you're gonna give up, then why even start? Okay, tip number 3, and my final tip that I want to share with you guys is make sure you are setting goals. Also, make sure that you are blocking a slotted amount of time each and every single day dedicated to intentional study. Myself personally, I like to set aside at least an hour a day minimum to watching, listening, reading, communicating, whatever it may be, at least an hour a day minimum. Now, obviously understand that the more time you put into it, the greater your results are going to be. So that's kind of the 3 tips I want to share with you guys. In my personal opinion, I think those are probably the top 3 tips that I could give you before you even get started, because it's going to prepare you mentally for the battle that you're going to be facing and help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. I would love to share just 3 sources that are going to help you progress right at the very beginning that was very helpful for me in my beginnings. Alright guys, so there are a couple sources that I do want to share with you in this video. Like I said, these are things that just help me at the very beginning, get my feet off the ground, dive into the language. and just get a better comprehension and understanding of what is going to come in the future. So first thing I did, I went out and I got this Russian course book. Now this book was super helpful and useful in teaching me how to read and write within like the 3 days, 2 to 3 days. I was reading and writing. I think that is very important to learn how to read and write Cyrillic because it just gives you a better understanding of the language, and also it helps you pronounce words properly. And then second source that I have, 2,000 of the most common Russian words in context. So this book is really cool. It gives you the 2,000 most commonly used Russian words, and then it uses it in a sentence as well. So it gives you the word and then uses it in a sentence so you can memorize phrases, words. And then it says in this book that if you know the 2,000 most commonly used words in Russian, then you can understand 92% of oral speech, which is incredible. Obviously, you want to have a notebook, writing whatever the heck you think is important, write it down, and that really helps with memorization as well. My wife and I, we also did, we like to do a exercise where she goes and explains a storybook, just a kid's book, and she explains it in Russian. There's no English in this session, but it was really helpful to get a visual. She would go over like the sun, the grass, or whatever is in the picture, just describing things slowly to me because I am at a kindergarten level.
That he gave Happy a kiss on his wet little puppy nose.
Or grade 1 level, so obviously she just speaks very simply, but it's very good for acquiring the language rather than trying to memorize. So there you have it, guys. That is going to wrap up the very first video. Now I have a ton of great ideas for this channel that I hope can help anybody out there who is struggling to progress in their Russian language learning process. So follow along with me and let's just take this journey together and share ideas and experiences and just help each other reach our goals. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know where you're at with Russian, why you want to learn, how long you've been learning for, or any ideas or questions that you might have for this video or this channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow along, and let's get to know each other so we can learn and grow as one together. Пока, guys.